What's up, family? So today we got one about rapper Twista, Chicago legend rapper Twista. A lot of people are saying that he was going to jail for tax evasion, that he pled guilty to tax evasion. I went ahead and looked up the court documents, kind of what's going on. These aren't the official court documents, but it is what the IRS has posted, so it's what federal prosecutors are saying he did. I went ahead and digged into it. It's actually a lot deeper than what the headlines are saying. And for everybody who's not familiar with Twista is he's a Chicago rap pioneer. He has definitely influenced the game. Coming out of Chicago, set the stage for a lot of people coming after him. So he is a very important person, a legendary person in Chicago. And I think this is why a lot of people are kind of shocked that this news came out. But let's kind of get into the case here. So it says, in the beginning, it says, for the years 2019 through 2023, during this time, Mitchell earned income from, among other things, performances, album sales, streaming, and royalties. Both the IRS and Mitchell accountants repeatedly informed him of his existing tax debts and obligations to pay them. Despite this advice, Mitchell refused to pay what he owed. Instead, Mitchell entered into agreements with a third-party company to pay him advances on future royalties, knowing that the IRS would not be able to levy these funds. So basically what's going on is the IRS, he's first and foremost, he's already been evading taxes since 2019. And they're getting him from the year 2019 to 2023. So that's about 4 years where he's just evaded taxes. He hasn't paid them. He's just not paying them. And the IRS catches up to you. Now, you got to pay those taxes. You got to pay them. I'm tired of taxes. We all tired of them. So we get that. But this is what happens. Uncle Sam is going to come get his. And so what's going on is, as you see, it literally says in here, he was making money from other things like performances, album sales, streaming, and royalties. And so it says the IRS and Mitchell accountants repeatedly informed him of his existing tax steps. So he was just like, I don't care. I ain't going to jail. I don't think he realized he can go to jail for that. And I think that's kind of what's happening right now. And so that's why, like, they're like, hey, bro, like, now we got to press charges and now it's deeper. Now the situation is deeper. We're past the warning stages. You had time to pay it. And that's why they're saying, we repeatedly told you. Not only did the IRS tell you, but your accountants told you, your personal accountants, the people who deal with your money, tell you, pay your taxes. So that's another red flag right there. You know what I'm saying? So he just wasn't listening. It sounds like he was having a great time. And as we scroll down, it says, rather than paying what he owed, Mitchell made large purchases to support his lifestyle, including buying at least 4 luxury cars. I went ahead and looked up which luxury cars he had. They said he had a Corvette, a BMW i8, a Tesla, and a Jeep. So they're looking at your cars, which is going to signal a red flag. The IRS is like, yo, how you got these cars? How you got all this shit and you still owe us money? And we've been letting you know to pay us back and you still ain't paid us back? Oh, I got something for you. So it's been 4 years. So it's been since 2019. And you still making money. You still got everything you need. But you buying cars. You got at least 4 luxury cars that the IRS can say you have under your name. And so you're literally just not taking none of this serious. It even goes into say here, it says Mitchell has unpaid tax liabilities dating back to 2011. In total, Mitchell has failed to pay more than $440,000 in tax owed. So that means that he has basically owes the IRS over basically $500,000, $500,000. He basically owes $500,000 to the IRS, which sucks. You know what I'm saying? But when you don't pay your taxes, as we all know, there's penalties and there's fees. So it probably wasn't exactly a $500,000 or 440 at first, but over the course of 4 years, you know what I'm saying? You gon' do that. And as you see, they making you spend damn near 1 year in prison for each year you didn't pay. So that fucking sucks. That fucking sucks. It even says Mitchell pled guilty to 5 counts of willfully failing to pay his income tax. He's scheduled to be sentenced on October 2022. October 22, 2026, and faces a maximum of 1 year in prison for each of the 5 counts. For 5 counts, a federal judge will determine any sentence. So he is official. He is facing 5 counts of willfully paying to his income tax, and then he is scheduled for sentencing on October 22nd, 2026. So later this year, he is scheduled for sentencing. It says maximum sentencing of 5 years. I really hope that he can learn from this. I hope he just can pay his taxes, and they kind of let him know, hey man, pay your taxes. Hopefully, he only does like maybe a year. If anything, nothing. This is kind of just a sad story here, because I fuck with Twista. I like Twista. I couldn't imagine that Twista was gonna do jail time for taxes. Like, who would have thought that Twista would have did jail time for taxes? So that's a little crazy there. It says, and then they not playing with him. I did want to point this out, and I wanted to point this out for everybody, especially the young guys in the crowd. Because look, it says too many honest work hard. Too many honest Americans work hard, pay their taxes, and do the right thing to tolerate someone who believes the rules don't apply to them, said Adam Jobs, special agent in charge, IRS criminal investigation, Chicago field office. Mitchell was warned by both the IRS and his own accountant, yet he chose to keep dodging his tax obligations. That's not a choice. That's a choice, not a mistake. So they literally told you. It's not that you made a mistake. It's not that you just, messed up on your taxes, bro. You have you literally was warned, constantly told, and now they're past. They are past the warning stage. Now they're like, we finna go sit you down in jail, bro. We finna go sit you down. We finna go sit you down in jail, and you finna go to jail, and you gonna pay this money. That's how they coming. You know what I'm saying? Because then now you have allowed so much time to go by, bro. Like 2019, bro. Like, that's a long time. And in 2023, that's 4 years, bro. And penalties and all that. And then they not playing. Like, once you start acting like you above the law, it gets real hard. Oh, and then that's what they said. It says criminal investigation does not care how famous you are or what you accomplished. They said that in paperwork. So for anybody who thinks, like, that goes for everybody. I don't care if you got 10 million. I don't care if you got $10. They don't care how famous you are or what you've accomplished. If you willfully refuse to pay your taxes, we will follow the money to bring you to justice. So I look at it like, damn, like, y'all, like, just pay your taxes, gang. I ain't gonna lie. It sucks that we see him in this situation. I would not want to see Twista in this type of situation, but it happens, bro. It happens. I ain't gonna lie. So, I mean, hopefully he can get out of this situation. That's pretty much everything right there. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. They did have the Trump Trump got that National Fraud Enforcement Division now, so they're definitely cracking down on your taxes. So y'all stop scamming your taxes, because it's over with. That's over with. So they getting him now. They audited him. So unfortunately, Twista might be doing 5 years in prison. But y'all let me know what y'all think. You think Twista's gonna do that much time, or do you think he gonna beat this? This is a slap on the wrist. I don't really know. This is kind of a new one for me, because I'm like, damn. I couldn't really see Twista being hit up with this. Like, he got the money, but $500,000 in a hole. So that's pretty tough there. But y'all let me know in the comments, man. Until next time, appreciate it, and let me know what you want to hear next.